everybody, it's jrobichess. I thought I'd play some Blitz this morning, and the way we'll do it this time is I'll just play a few games, and we'll continue until I feel like stopping. And if I see a game or position, maybe we'll take a look at it after. So I'm going to do a seek for a 5-minute game and rated. And okay, here we go. Oh, I don't have my sound for some reason. Okay. Well, this kind of looks like a junk opening here. We'll see if he pulls down the pawn. Do I want to take in this position? No, not yet. We'll just develop. Now I have bishop to b4. And should be able to take this pawn. Oh, this looks interesting too. Knight here attacking the queen. And should be able to get the rook now. I wonder why my sound isn't playing. I like to hear the moves. Default beep. Sounds good to me. So I'm flying to Ottawa this week, and oh well, this is just garbage. But we'll finish it off. Just castle here. Flying to Ottawa this week for a conference, so I'm hoping to hook up with some people there that play chess. And if you're in that area, send me an email or fire me off a message on Twitter. Let's see. This is the first time I've actually played a Blitz in this interface with my normal rating. Let's just end this game off already. There we go. Okay, so he resigned. Yeah, that was pretty much a garbage game. So, not sure what my opponent, maybe he was just brand new at the game, I'm not too sure, but whatever, let's seek another one here. Seek 5 rated. Okay. So yeah, there's nothing much to look at that game. Hopefully it won't take too long for another one. I've had people ask me about my Blitz rating, and you know, I've been playing chess for a year and a half, and my Blitz rating is very low, and the reason for that is because, well, mainly I don't really care about it, but the primary reason that it's really low is that usually I just try new stuff out on my Blitz. Like if I don't want to, I don't like trying stuff out on my standard ratings, so I just like to blitz it out a little bit and see how it goes. Let's see here. I could push right away. I think I'll just castle, followed by d4. I'll just play d4 anyway. Now he can take that pawn, but he didn't. So it's looking not too bad in the center here. Play out the knight. I think I want to keep my bishops in this position because it looks like it's going to shape up to be a lot of open diagonals. So we're kind of in a 4-knight setup here. Okay, so do I push the pawn? Let's see. I'll prepare to push the pawn by playing that. Attack the knight. Now if he brings the knight down to e4, I'm just going to take it and get 2 pieces for the rook. See, the knight goes here. Then maybe I'll just push the pawn up to g4. Although I'm not too sure. I don't know if I want to crack open my castle position any more than it already is. Decisions. I'm just going to take it. And I'm going to take that. And let's see here. Put the queen here onto d2. I don't know, I might take a look at this one after. Check, and then knight to g5. It looks like this one is pretty much over. So I win the queen. Let's see. Where do I want to put the queen? That looks good for now. Maybe kick that thing off there. I'm getting a sound for my opponent's moves, but not my moves. Little things that can annoy you. Okay, well, let's just do this. Oh, that wouldn't be good, would it? Bishop's in my way. I need to get rid of that bishop somehow. Let's see here. If I get rid of the bishop, can I, or if I lose my rook, can I get compensation? Bishop takes, capture. Not really. I'll just force the issue on this bishop. You can't take that with that knight there too. Whatever. I'll get 2 pieces for it. This should be it. Has to block with the rook. Opponent's name is Nomasi. Okay, he resigned there. It might be worth taking a look at. I'm going to, I'll copy it to my clipboard, and we'll see. I should probably open up my notepad and paste that in. Okay. All right, let's seek another one. Sorry for the quality of the commentary today. It's Sunday morning, so seek 5 rated. Okay. Do I want to try something different? You know what? Let's play the birds opening. Just for fun. Get the fianchetto going here. Castle. Now, a4 is always a useful move. As we'll get it out of the way right now. And I gotta watch out for knight to e4. Let's see. Push, takes, takes, takes. Could also try to just take care of this knight. Push, push, push. No, I'm not ready for that yet. Let's just place the rook here. I think one of the characteristics of the bird's opening is that you want to get, as much as you can, an attack on the king's side position. It's one of the whole points of the opening. I could lock things down here a little bit now. Or I could also I think I'm going to lock things down. I like to have this pawn here. It looks like it's accomplishing a little bit. I'm just going to get these dark square bishops off the board. Let's see what this can do. Take that, take that. Okay. I want to get that knight out of there. But there might be something better to do here too. I'll just develop my knight maybe. Thinking about what I can do with my knight on c3. I gotta watch my time. Nothing's really jumping out at me at the moment. Let's see, the knight can come down. The knight's not really a big threat yet. I'll push the pawn up, taking away c4. And we'll see here. I can get 2 pieces for the rook now, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. That seems to be the theme of the day. Okay. Pull that back. Now, is there any way I can get this queen out? I guess not. Looks like I'm going to drop that. Interesting. I don't think I'm missing anything here. I could attack the queen. Can hit the check here, although that doesn't accomplish a great deal. Okay, so now I'm in a little bit of trouble here. Try that. Okay. I feel like I'm just scraping by here. Who decided to play the birds open again? I want to know that. Oh yeah, okay, that was me. It's fun though. Okay, so back into this position here. Pull the rook back for now, I guess. I think that I'm in a lost position. Okay, so my opponent's starting to do a little bit. Okay, let's put some pressure on my opponent. Attack this rook. Okay, do I have... I think I have time to hit the check here. If he attacks, I'll just ignore it. Hit the check. And then maybe bring the knight. Oh, that's not good either. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see if we can trap this queen. Well, not necessarily. The queen can go up to... Yeah, the queen can go up to h6. Okay, so if I hit the check, king has to go here. Can I do anything with my knight? Doesn't look like it. I can take with my knight, attack the queen. I probably should have thought about what my opponent could do after that, though. Okay, got to go all out on the attack now. Check with the knight. Right now. It's got to happen now. Done. Awesome. Okay, I think we just barely squeezed by the skin of our teeth there. Okay, so let's go back and take a look at the beginning. I'm going to copy this one too. Copy that to clipboard. What I do is I usually I have the free internet chess server set up to email me the games too, but I just copy them as I go. Should we do one more? Yeah, I might as well. Might as well. So we'll seek a 5 of unrated, or sorry, rated. And looks like we got black this time. So if it's queen, okay, king's pawn will play the Alekhines defense. I'll go up here to d5. Standard stuff here so far. I'm expecting pawn down now to d4. Push this, knight to f3. Or pawn, 4-pawn attack. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to take... I'm definitely going to be taking a look at this one probably. See if I can erode things a little bit here. I'm liking a fianchetto here possibly. And now I've got a check here. That doesn't really accomplish a great deal for me. I guess I could check bishop. That's an aggressive move, but it might pay off. Get my knight into a nice square here. Okay, where do I want to put my knight? I guess we'll pull it back this way. And I should probably castle now. Get the check. Should be able to snag up the pawn here. And now the fianchetto on b7 is looking even better. I see maybe he's thinking of placing his knight onto g5. I don't see any reason to worry about that right now, though. Now I have to worry about it. If his knight goes back to, yeah, then I'm just going to hit the check. We'll get the fianchetto going and maybe push the pawn to c5. Push the pawn now. I don't see any spectacular threats here yet. Activate my rooks. Okay, now I've got, well, I'm just going to take that. Now I've got check, so I'll snag up this rook. That should be it. Okay, that wasn't a bad game. I like to play the Alekhine's defense. The 4-pawn attack is one of the hardest to play against in the line. But if you're just careful and you work at it, I might have missed something obvious here that could have caused me some problems. But I think that my opponent made some mistakes here that let me come in and just kind of work at the position a little bit. Any pawn that you can take off freely without huge consequence is pretty good. Queen trade was good. The knight here on d4 is just a monster. Activating the rook, I think, here was good too, because initially what I was thinking of doing is checking with the knight, and then once the bishop takes to take his knight off the table. That would have left us each with a bishop. But he decided to do that instead, and then from here it's just over. Okay, so let's do another one. We'll go until we lose. So Seek 5 rated. And we'll take it from there. Maybe I should probably copy that to the clipboard. Okay. Alright, looks like we got black again. King's pawn again. Should we do Alekhine's again? Yeah, sure, why not? See if we get a different one. Knight outer pawn forward again. There's the pawn again. Okay. So it looks like we landed two of the same positions. We'll see if I'm the one who goes wrong here this time. Okay. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I think I want to take in this position. That probably wasn't the best move to make here. Take en passant. Take back with my knight. It's probably going to do a queen trade. Take back again. It's not too bad. Open up access for the dark square bishop here. And let's see what we can do. I should probably castle before I get ahead of myself. Got a check here. Doesn't accomplish a great deal, but it's nice to have. Could also push the pawn to f6, take with the bishop. There's rook, knight. Maybe take the knight, double up the pawns. By the way, let me know what you guys think about this kind of free-flowing blitz video. Usually I would play one blitz game and then do an analysis after, but I figured this might be a little bit more interesting. So if you guys like it, I'll continue to do it. If not, then we'll just drop the idea altogether. Because for my end of things, this is just for fun anyway, so if it's not enjoyable, it's not worth doing. So I should probably think about that isolated pawn too. Let's take a look for undefended pieces here on my opponent's position. Bishop's not defended. Everything else is pretty much defended. This pawn's relying on the bishop for defense, but it's never good to have a minor piece defending a pawn for the long term. But that could be rectified pretty quickly by pushing the pawn up here. Is it my move? Oh, it's my move. Here I am just gabbing around. Okay, so what do I want to do? Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead with this plan. Wow, I ate a lot of clock just talking. I thought it was my opponent's move for some reason. So we might be blitzing really fast here. I'll push that up. I'm going to take with the bishop if he captures. I think it's in his best interest to take. Or he doesn't have to, I guess. Well, I'm just going to blockade that pawn down now. Take away the options of this light square bishop. Now, where's the knight going to go? That's the question. Okay, I'll take that. That pawn is gone. You can push this pawn. I can also fork my knights after. Do I have anything to answer that, though? Not particularly, so I'm just going to hold off on that. I'm going to put the question to him about pushing this pawn up here. Now, if he pushes this pawn, I'll play here. And if he pushes, okay, so he wants to get that developed. I'm going to take this knight off the table. Now what does he do here? Does he push the pawn? I don't really have a good reply. I could go knight to f6. That's going to create kind of a monstrous position, though. I'm going to take. I'm going to put my rook here. And blockade the pawn with the rook, although that doesn't look like that great of an idea. Okay, let's see. Looks like we'll be losing this one. We'll take a look at this one for sure and see what happened, where I went wrong in the attack. Got a check, doesn't really do anything for me. These pawns are, he should just take the knight and get going with the pawns. I don't have any good options here. Position's way too open. Okay, I think I am just going to resign this and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so let's copy this one to the clipboard too. And I'll paste that into my notepad and we'll take a look at some of this stuff. Alright, so let's get over to the analysis software. Okay, to keep the time a little bit shorter, we're going to dive right into it here. So we'll take a look at the loss first. And we get to this position here. And I think that I pretty much let things slip away at least positionally at this stage of the game. Instead of capturing the pawn here, I should have just either placed the bishop onto f5, nice square, having access along this light square diagonal, keeping this pawn from coming down. That was an option. Another option would have been just to take the e-pawn and push it up to e6, which I think is what I did in the other game in this position, but I'm not positive on that. So anyway, from here I decided to capture. My opponent pushed the pawn. I brought the knight up to d4. He took, and then I pushed up the pawn. And instead of capturing my pawn like my opponent did, a better move for my opponent would have been to simply play knight to f3, and it would have looked something like this. I could play my bishop out, pinning that down, but here comes the dark square bishop, and from here the position just starts to drop a little bit of material, and the edge is definitely to white. But my opponent took, so I recaptured, queen trade, and then the next series of moves kind of let me get back into the game position-wise. Here, I think that a better move would have been to push the pawn up to h6, kind of taking a little bit of the way, a little bit of this bishop scope away. But instead, I pushed the pawn up, and after my opponent played knight to e4, I should have just played my knight up to c6. It would have given my knight another attacker here on e5, and it would have been in a much better position. I shouldn't have moved this pawn at all, actually, so that was a big mistake, pushing it up here. Once my opponent brought the knight down, I should have just played the knight down to d7. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It would have been definitely a playable position, but I decided to capture. The problem with that, looking back at it now, is that these pawns on the D and C files are they're just outrageously strong in this position. They can now support themselves. The D pawn is passed, so definitely not a good position to be in. From here, I brought my knight out. My opponent played bishop to e3, and then I played knight to d7. Now, I think looking back on it, I think that just taking the pawn here would have been fine. Simply because if my opponent pushes the pawn, turns out I can just play knight now to d5, and things work out okay. I can swing my other knight back to f7. The b pawn now is protecting this square here on c6, so it's definitely a playable position. But by swinging my knight back, definitely not the best. Let that pawn creep in farther. Of course, my opponent is going to capture there. Trading the knight away, probably just a desperation move, and then she all fell apart from there. But nonetheless, it was a good game. I enjoyed taking a look at it anyway, especially at the beginning. It's nice to know what moves are a lot better to play in the position. But I think definitely here was a crucial start to weakening my position. And then my opponent, like I said, let me get back into the game a little bit by building up my position. Like from here, there's nothing tremendously wrong in this position here. If I would have played h6, I think it would have been pretty much equal. So I'm going to leave the other ones. You guys can definitely take a look at them, and if you notice anything, definitely go ahead and post that. But I want to keep this video down to somewhat of a reasonable time limit. So once again, let me know if you enjoy the longer Blitz format here for the length of the video. I know it's quite a bit longer than I usually do, but it was fun, and if you guys like it, I'll continue to do that once in a while. So take care. Hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you next time.